Some of you have been asking me for some short yoga videos for when we don't have an hour or so to practice, but instead have 5, 10, 15 minutes. So, without further ado, come down onto your mats. We're just going to start by stretching out the back. So this practice is perfect for first thing in the morning, just hugging the knees and rocking from side to side a little bit. Well, we're just going to start to see if we can breathe in and out through the nose, lengthening the breath out and lengthening the breath in. And so we're just allowing the head to join in. Really nice. So as well, this is a great one if you're working from home and you're just feeling stiff from being sat, then just coming onto the back and stretching out the back. This way is a really nice and gentle way to do it safely. So we've got the knees together, feet together. We're just doing some slow circles. So we feel that we're getting a nice massage around the lower back and then changing direction. Nice and slow. Coordinating that with the breath. And then we're just going to take the knees apart, feet apart, circle round the hip joint and come back to the centre. And I'll just change my position a little bit so you can see that. Lovely. So just doing a couple of those in one direction and then back the other way. This is great for opening up the hips, just freeing up any tension in the hips. Wonderful. And then just coming back, feet on the mat. So just doing a few little kind of rolls up and down. So the feet are hip width, toes pointing forwards. We're just going to tuck and untuck the tailbone a couple of times. And then when you feel ready, just palms face down, press into the feet, roll up, nice long back of the neck. So don't turn to look at the screen, I just want the gaze right up, looking straight up above, and then as you exhale, rolling back down. You do that a couple of times. So you're tucking the tail, rolling up, and on the next exhale, coming down, and then to finish, untuck the tail a little bit. So you really feel that you're working with the whole of the spine. Lovely. And then just hugging the knees again. So from here, just taking a leg up, just start by pointing and flexing the foot. And then we're just going to see if we can spread the toes a little bit. So I'm holding my hand there. So often the feet are a little bit like this. We just want to get a bit more space in and around the toes. And then starting a slow circle, a couple, 2 or 3 times one way in the ankle joint and then back the other way. And then we're just going to take hold behind the thigh, keeping it nice and relaxed and drawing the leg in. So we want to have a straight leg, but again, a softness in the back of the knee. So if you're really tight in the hips and the glutes, soften the knee off as much as you need, but you still want to feel that stretch here along the back line of the upper leg. And if you flex the toes, then you can get a really good stretch into the back of the leg, lower leg as well, into the calf. Lovely. And then we'll just let that down. I'm just going to do the same on the other side. So pointing and flexing the toe, using the ankle, spreading the toes, slow circles one way, and then changing direction. And then just drawing that leg towards you. And again, if you're tight here, soften, which means bend the knee a little bit more just to ease that. But you're wanting to find a good stretch that you can comfortably breathe into. And so when you find tension in the body, a really useful technique is to deepen and lengthen the breath. And imagine you can breathe directly into where you're feeling that tension. So here, I'm breathing into the stretch, creating a sense of a little bit more space, spaciousness, breathing in. And on the exhale, softening into the space that I've made. Lovely. And then popping that leg down. So we're just going to roll over onto all fours for cat-cow. So the hands are a little bit in front of the shoulders, the knees and feet are hip width, and we're just going to work from the front of the pelvis, the pubic bone, up to the mouth on the inhale, and then from the tailbone up to the crown of the head on the exhale. So we'll start on the inhale. So we're going to gently untuck the tailbone, draw the shoulders down the back so we get a little bend in the elbows and take the gaze up, popping the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then as we exhale, Just start from the tailbone, tucking, navel hugs up, and then rolling the chin. Lovely. So stretching through the back of the body. Inhale, pubic bone up to the roof of the mouth. Exhaling, tailbone up to the crown of the head. So you can feel the whole of the spine getting involved as well as your abdominal muscles. So inhaling, pubic bone to mouth, just lifting up with the lower belly and keeping that lift as you exhale. Really drawing the navel to the spine. So we're supporting the lower back muscles to release because the whole of the core is getting involved. Inhaling. Shoulder blades down the back. Notice if you've locked your arms out. See if you can keep them soft on the inhale. And then on the exhale, you'll notice they want to straighten because we're lifting up a little bit more. Inhaling. And exhaling. So we're just going to come into child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching. Hips back towards the heels, and there's a couple of options here. You know, sometimes that's too much to go all the way back, and other times we need to have a little bit of space. So you can pop a cushion there if it feels too much, and again you can support the head. So this is a really lovely option if you're feeling tight in the lower back, just to hold the forehead and the heel of the hands. And take 3 slow, long, delicious breaths in and out here. And of course, if the head can go lower, then take it as low as feels good. So child's pose is very much a balancing and calming posture. We're stretching the back line of the body, and all of these postures that stretch the back line out are fantastic for bringing calm. They help balance the adrenal system. So just taking a nice breath in, and a nice long breath out. And on the inhale, we're breathing into the whole of the spine. And on the exhale, we're just relaxing the whole body into the mat. Lovely. Just engaging your bandhas. So the bandhas are these energy locks in the body. So we're gently drawing up with the centre of the pelvic floor. This is the cervix in women, perineum in men, just behind the crown jewels. And then drawing back with the lower abdominal muscles, Uddiyana Bandha, thinking about the navel and just below the navel, drawing back up, back into the body towards the spine a little bit, but also get a sense of lifting up towards the heart. Lovely. So engaging your bandhas on the exhale, and then inhaling, coming up. We're just going to step the knees back into hip width and allow the hips to come forward as the shoulder blades go down the back. Keep lifting up with the body, so we're not sinking right down. We're keeping nice and high, and just getting a good stretch through the hip flexors, through the chest, taking the gaze up. So now we're going to come into downward dog. So if coming into downward dog, I'll just demo it. I'm going to tuck the toes, stretch back with the sit bones, with the hips, gaze to the upper thighs. So if this feels too much for you, then what you can do from all fours is just come up, and then find yourself a chair or a countertop. Now I'm just going to use this. It's a little bit low, but a dining chair is quite good. Make sure it's on something that isn't going to skid, okay? So the heels of the hands come, countertops are also good. And you just walk back, so the legs are almost in a right angle to the floor, and again, you're just drawing back with those sit bones. Bend the knees as much as you need if you're tight here. Don't lock out the joints. You want the energy to flow through the connective tissue, and it needs space to do that. If we lock the knees, then we're not using the whole of the body in this posture. We're just kind of locking out and using the scaffolding. We want to use all of the body, connective tissue, muscles, the whole lot. So nice breath in, nice breath out. Lovely. So this is the standing option. Again, the other option is just to be on your mat in downward dog. So the feet are hip width apart, you're soft in the knees, you're drawing the sit bones away, really using your bandhas to keep drawing the pelvis back rather than pressing too much into the hands. And then soften off the shoulders, soften off the elbows, tuck the elbows in a little bit, and you're really finding space around the head and neck. Make sure as well that you're not pressing into the toes and the heels are lifted. Try to draw the heels down, and let's come into walking the dog. So rolling both heels up when I can get it right on the inhale. Exhale, bending one knee, stretching the other heel down. Inhaling, rolling up. Exhaling, rolling down. Just do one more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Inhaling. Exhale down. So both legs down on the exhale now. Wonderful. And then from here, just bending at the knees, stepping forward on the inhale, and just a nice easy forward fold on the exhale. So if you're standing downward dog, you can join in the standing forward fold. I'll just come all the way up and we'll come into one together. Lovely. So looking up to the thumbs, exhale coming down to the centre line. So standing forward fold, feet are hip width, soft in the knees, hands on the hips. In fact, inhaling, just taking the hands up, what we'll do is stretch from the soles of the feet, lift and spread the toes, press into the balls of the feet, find that softness in the knees and then lengthen all the way up through the spine. So you can find a bit more space between your hips and your ribs. Lovely. Exhaling, just popping the hands down onto those hips. Peeling the elbows back, taking the gaze up on the inhale. Then we're just going to ease down. So notice the knees are soft. Bending the knees a little bit. I'm lengthening the spine down towards the mat. And then I'm going to release the hands down. It could be onto the mat, could be onto the legs, could be holding onto the elbows. Any forward fold, we want to make sure we're engaging bandha, drawing up with the centre of the pelvic floor, drawing back with the lower abdominal muscles, and just freeing through the spine. Feeling free to move through the head, the neck. Lovely. And then just dropping the weight into the feet a little bit, we're going to unfurl. Taking the arms all the way up, so making the body nice and long once again. Exhaling, popping the hands on the hips. Inhaling, peeling the elbows back, taking the gaze up. Exhaling, coming down. So we're just going to come into a little kind of stretch for the back of the legs again. So lowering down, hands on the shins or fingertips or palms on the mat. Inhaling, coming into what I call the half lift. So when we inhale, we lift up with our sit bones. We find length in the spine. The shoulders come away towards the waist and we look ahead. So we're kind of making a nice L shape or tabletop. And then exhale, soften down. I'm just going to do 2 more of these. Inhaling and exhaling. Lovely. Inhaling and exhaling. Dropping the weight into the feet, unfurling, coming all the way up, taking the hands up, interlacing the fingers, stretching all the way up, palms pressing up into the sky, and then exhaling, just bringing the hands down to rest on the heart, on the chest. So this is just a little, I'm not quite sure how long this video is, my screen's gone off, but this is just a really short and delicious way to get a bit of stretchiness and space into the body, united with the breath. Thank you.